watch cost 250.
What's up, guys? This is Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of society, and welcome to motherfucking reality. Today is a very special day, and I'm going to tell you why when I remember. In other news, I'm joined by my co-host, the pastor of disaster, DJ God, otherwise known as Vaughn, the Impaler. What's up, dude?
I just got done with a 5-hour trek through snow and ice to get here.
What car were you driving?
The Honda.
The Honda what?
The Honda Accord.
The Honda Accord.
The Honda Accord.
Is that an all-wheel drive car?
No, it's not. So I traded it in. I parked it and got a Nissan Rogue from Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Sounds aggressive.
Yeah, it's super aggressive.
Sounds aggressive.
But you know what's...
You know that's fucking wild for you, bro.
It is wild, but you know what's crazy? Moving away from St. Louis, you start to realize you know how badly I wanted to move back to Manhattan in the small college town, but you realize that there are some really pretty positive things about a major metropolitan area. One thing is that they actually clean off the streets quicker, because all the snow came down. What was it, yesterday? And by 9:30 or 10.
It's still snowing,
in the morning.
bro. I could
well,
see
no. Yeah, around St. Louis, they're scraping off the thing, but in Manhattan yesterday, all the snow came down, and by 10 o'clock, it was still like the whole city was blanketed by snow. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a fucking war zone, bro. All right. So, sitting in the third seat today, and if you don't know and you haven't figured out yet, we've got a new format of show. It's me and Vaughn and the third seat. And in the third seat today is someone who will be a regular on the show consistently, not every episode, but when we don't have a guest that is my man, Mr. Sal Frisella, who's also my brother and also never beat me up in his entire life. He's sitting in the third seat.
Thanks for having me. I think I'm 1-0. I'm the belt champion right now.
No, you're 10,001.
No. Okay, well, yeah, but we reset. You know what I mean?
When?
Whenever I turn 37, we reset.
No, we did not.
Yeah, we got to.
No, you did not win that fight, bro. You did not win that fight.
Appreciate you
if
guys
you're
having
counting
me.
that as a win, I feel bad for you.
Well, what else? What do I say? Draw?
You didn't win. I don't know if I won either. I know this. Afterwards, I felt like I was going to die.
The story we got last time, or maybe you were the one that told it, was that you blindsided.
He's talking about our most recent fight.
Oh, yeah. No,
I was
that's
not
a
privy
different
to
fight.
that one.
But that
is true.
And for you guys listening, that was about 3 months ago.
Yeah. And everybody's always like, "What's it like? What's it like working together?" Some days it's great.
Yeah.
Some days it's physical.
A fist fight. HR doesn't like it.
Well, and the good news is that's the workout of the day. So,
Yeah.
you're sore, so you did things, you.
Bro, I would tell you what, I left that day and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to have to start running.
I actually thought of you guys the other day because I rewatched Braveheart, and he and his buddy Hamish, in that they're just they're pals, but they're literally like punching each other out half the time.
Hey, dude,
I'm like,
you know
that's
what?
The Frisellas right
William
there.
Wallace is a bad motherfucker.
Fought him before.
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna laugh. I don't even know that I should probably even say this on air, but literally, I was telling my guys today, and I'm like, if I was over there and I was in that building, I'd already fought them motherfuckers.
Dude.
Probably can't say that, but that's how I lead. So
hey, man, you know what? I think that's something we should bring back in society. Did you guys see that thing that I posted the other day about in Peru? How they have like a day where you beat the shit out of your
call them out.
Yeah, your enemy for the year. You beat them up, and you might get your ass kicked too. But you have like a fight.
Get a cleanse.
Yeah, and then afterwards you go drink beer.
I like that.
Yeah, but see, that's what we don't have in America anymore. We don't have rites of passage like that.
Well, when I grew up, we did.
Well, you do. There's just the repercussions are a little bit different.
Oh, now we got these guys who feel like they got to, as I know, they got to pull a knife or they got to pull a gun or they got to fucking, there's no more of this. I'm going to kick your ass and we're going to be friends afterwards. Oh, it's kind of a shame, though, because some of my best friends, we started out like that.
Well, you settle it like men, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's true. It's like sometimes, listen, I wrote whenever I was, when Enzo was being
settle
born.
It like men. That's so anti-PC.
Dude, what's
You're such a misogynist.
Well, yeah, I wrote a letter to Enzo when he was being born, and I was telling it's like the 10 best lessons I've learned in life, and one of them was sometimes the answer.
You really are an egotistical motherfucker. You think he's gonna come out reading?
I mean, listen, my girls are 2. They know the ABCs and they can count to 20.
Actually, yeah, they are pretty smart.
But so I told them, sometimes the best answer is a long walk, and sometimes the best answer is a sledgehammer. Sometimes you got to walk away, and sometimes you got to drop the hammer on that motherfucker.
Yeah, right. It's true.
And there's a very fine line in there. Like sometimes when you got to go for a walk is when you really want to use the hammer, and sometimes when you need the fucking hammer, you should go on the motherfucking walk.
I found that to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. Good job.
I could probably find a post. I think I might even have a good topic other than that.
Yeah. I was watching a movie the other day. It was called The Bells of St. Mary's, which you guys would never watch, but it was an old black and white with Bing Crosby. He played a priest, and one of the kids was getting bullied. And the answer, this was like in the 1940s or 50s, the answer was, we're going to teach this kid how to fight.
The priest.
The priest was teaching the kid how to fight. Yeah. It was a very popular movie in the 40s.
That would be like fucking CNN headline news for a week.
Yeah.
Like for real, right now.
Yeah, it would be.
Like, dude, I was talking to
Priest
someone.
promotes violence.
It's actually sad.
It is kind of sad.
Like that's sad.
Yeah.
Like because I think about I've learned a lot of really good lessons from being in fights. You know what I mean? One, you get your ass kicked.
Right.
It's a good lesson to learn.
It is. You know why? Because you're not afraid of it then.
No, you realize getting punched in the mouth. Yeah, I mean, it does hurt, but it doesn't hurt that bad.
No, it hurts your pride worse.
Now, did your
Without
dad
doubt.
teach you how to fight?
But my dad?
Yeah, he got his boxing
He
gloves
didn't
when we were
teach
4.
us. He made us.
Yeah.
Okay.
There wasn't
Well, okay, so
He
the
has
reason I
videotaped
asked
it
that is
somewhere.
that, like, I never, that, like, that was just not the way my dad was wired, but I'm just kind of curious. Like, when you learn how to fight, is it all from, like, on-the-job training, or do you literally...
Well, hey, listen, we live in a different world now. Like, here's the truth about fighting now. We grew up in that world of, like, street scrapping and shit, like, where you were just getting fights on a playground, and if you were a better athlete, you won more than you lost.
Yeah.
But it's different now. Now you got people, like, fighting as a real sport. So you have motherfuckers that have grown up their whole life wrestling and doing MMA from the time they were 6 years old or 4 years old. Those motherfuckers are going to kick your ass. Yeah. I don't care how big and tough you are.
Yeah,
So it's different now, and it's probably a good idea that it is not that way anymore because, back when we were kids, there wasn't people out there training to, like,
fight,
kill you.
It was more like you were arguing over was it a foul on the basketball court or not,
and
then
you
it turned
punch
into
each
a
other
fight.
a couple times. Yeah,
and then you go back to playing.
Yeah. So it's different now. You've got to be careful. And then there's also people who are just like, fuck it, I'll just kill you.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. So
Yeah.
it's just different. I mean, I understand why fighting is frowned upon for sure, but there comes a time in everybody's life where, dude, physical confrontation is going to be appropriate. You have to think about it like this. Like, there's probably people listening right now and they're like, fuck, dude, you guys are just some aggressive fucking apes and blah, blah. Like, no, fuck, dude. What happens if, like, you're with your fucking wife and kids and there comes a situation? Like, you should be prepared in some form to defend yourself physically, in my opinion.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I honestly think, like,
And if you don't think that, bro, you haven't ever had anything happen to you. And you should count your blessings because I've been out in the real world and I've been, like, stabbed in the fucking face. And for those of you new, that actually happened to me. That shit happens quick.
Well, and your
it
cards
happens in
up.
an instant.
Well, and it's what's interesting now is, I mean, you get this a lot more than I do, but I'll be in a Lowe's parking lot and somebody will be like, Sal, or they'll walk up behind their car.
Dude, it happened to me yesterday.
And I got all my kids and I got my wife and I got all this shit going on. And they come up and they're like, they're just trying to say hi.
You're not even going to believe what happened to me yesterday.
But I instantly think, all right, this dude's going to rob me. He's going to do something. He's going to try to take one of my kids and I'm ready. Like, and it's just I'm definitely, do I want it to happen? Fuck no, I don't want it to happen.
Right.
But you better bet your ass, like, before you get one of my kids or anything's going to happen, you're going to have your fucking hands full.
Yeah, no shit. And not only that, dude, yesterday in the gym parking lot, like, I sit in my truck or car or whatever for 30 minutes before catching up on some stuff. And honestly, like, let's be real, it takes me a minute to talk myself into going in and working out. It just does. Like, I'm lazy. So I have to
But there's
mentally prep.
some peacetime there too.
No, for sure.
Checking
and
the
that's
weather.
my, like, little time.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was sitting in my truck. I'm doing and, like, dude, obviously I'm pretty vulnerable in that situation because I'm looking at my phone, so I don't see what's going on around the truck. Fuck, dude. One of the guys from the gym just opened the passenger door on my fucking car, like, to say hi. They didn't knock, didn't say. I fucking looked at him and I'm like, bro, I'll shoot you in the face for that. Like, dude, you guys have to understand, don't do that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I even told him, I said,
Especially now people carry.
I said, dude, and I carry everywhere I go.
Right.
So, like, I heard the door crack, and my first instinct was to grab my fucking weapon, you know? And dude, I'm looking at this guy like,
I'll shoot you.
yeah, and he's looking back at me like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you cannot do that. Like, you got to understand. Number one, you don't do that to anybody. Number two, you certainly don't do that to people that drive nice shit because they're used to that. 3, you certainly don't do it to people who drive nice shit who have also been stabbed in the fucking face before.
A little trigger happy there.
Yeah, dude. Like, and I'm like, man, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but don't ever do that again. Like,
Yep.
It's just weird to me that people don't understand that kind of common sense.
No,
know?
you're right. It's funny. I don't know about you, Sal, but like with me, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, but I actually have Kasha and I have talked about this. Like we've got like I told her I want to give her like a code word or a code phrase. Like we're ever in a situation where I think we're gonna be mugged or something. The code is basically
so you're gonna give her a word to protect you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
but have you thought of that? Like
is this like in that heavy S&M world where there's a safe word? Like when you're getting whipping too hard. I need a safe word. I'm hurting.
No. I told her like, honey, if we're ever confronted by somebody who's like threatening our lives, like they're gonna kill us all. So they might as well just kill me and you guys run. So like I've always told her like if we're ever in that situation, if I attack them, don't try to help. Take off. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have that? Do you have like the code that you say to your wife?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's basically like I'm gonna attack this person.
Tell you,
you
right
go
now,
run.
I'd fucking tell my wife, jump in, dude. She's bad.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, your wife's she's a little taller and bigger than my wife.
My wife is on that dude's head, ripping his fucking eyeballs out. I promise you that.
Yeah,
she is feisty as
dude,
fuck, and I promise you, she's getting them.
I've seen Emily knock down 3 grown men with her fucking fist since we've known each other. 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
I love
impressive.
it.
Yeah.
Got to get in there and help.
Yeah, I didn't ever have to help.
No, I'm saying you might have to get in there and help. No.
Yeah.
So when you watch that, that's like, that's really,
No, what he thinks is
exciting
fun, man.
to you.
I hope I don't piss her off.
Sort of, yeah. So anyway, what are we talking about today? Anyway,
I was just curious. So I don't know if you guys saw this. There's all these, we're toward the end of the year, and so there's all these, big, I don't know, polls and stuff. And they said that in spite of all of the marketing pushes and the cultural, the different tastemakers of America trying to push different things, it remains that less than 14% of Americans are still, they're not in any way enthused about hybrid cars or driverless cars or anything like that. And I know you're a car guy, Andy. I'm curious, you think there's something culturally about Americans that we just...
Did you not watch Ford vs. Ferrari?
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I haven't seen it yet. But it's interesting because I just think the rest of the world.
Like if you were in my inner circle and I can't, I guess I can say it if I'm on this show. Like our friends, this is what we say to each other. Like if you did something like that and you haven't seen it and you were like asking this question, I'd be like, you should go kill yourself. But my friends, I can say that. Now on the internet, you can't really say that shit.
But it's just interesting because Americans historically we like the big, heavy, SUVs. We like the.
I'm going to steal this directly from Andrew. He told me Tesla's cool. It's got no soul.
So you have to understand America is different. Okay. In a lot of places on earth, most other places that I've been, people look at the cars as a mode of A to B. So they're it's not what it is to Americans typically. American culture starting in the 50s and even before that, cars were a reflection of personality. So they became something that people took pride in and sort of attached what they felt their personality was. And that's where that shit started. So people started customizing and doing all this crazy stuff. And dude, the culture of cars in America is more so about identity and experience than it is transportation. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, there's definitely a whole lot of people in America that look at it A to B, right? No problem with that.
They drive Honda Accord.
Yeah, that's cool,
right,
man.
Exactly.
For real.
But they always decide to look at car people and think, oh, that motherfucker's just doing that to show off or this or that.
He's got a little dick.
Yeah, right. Those are people that don't get it. It's like fashion. Not everybody understands fashion. Not everybody understands art.
Nor do they care.
Yeah, right. But people, for some reason, they look at cars and when they don't get it, they think it's a status thing. It's not a status thing. It's an experience thing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is a status thing for certain people, but we're talking about people who have the real passion for cars, like I do and you do and Dave does. We all have that. Even Tyler has it. He does. So what do you think, Dave? I mean, you're a fucking car guy.
I mean, I think there's definitely multiple types of car guys in America, especially. But I think when it comes down to like true enthusiasts, I think, like you said, it's more about making the car like an extension of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And like translating like their identity through that car.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of like the trend right now with cars is going away from something that's more oriented towards the driver, and it's becoming more objective. Let's make the most efficient, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, there's a big group of people in America, especially, I think, that push back against that. Obviously, they're still going to sell a lot of them, because the majority of the population is going to want that efficient car.
But there's going to be pushback.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just like Dave. Like, Dave doesn't want to identify as an Asian, but he's an Asian. He won't drive an Asian car. He's a German. He loves the German machines.
I like a lot of stuff.
No,
man.
he likes
a lot
the
of
Asian
stuff.
cars,
No,
dude.
I
He's got GTR.
Listen.
I sold that.
Yeah,
Oh, you
iconic.
did?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, man.
No, but I think to Vaughn's point, like, yeah, I mean, the reason that people are unassuming by hybrid cars because they're very unassuming. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, they're cool, right? Like I can always tell what kind of car person is by the people who talk about how cool Teslas are. Like, no offense, I respect the tech. I respect Musk.
It's fast
I think
as
it's
fuck.
awesome. It's cool 0 to 60. But like when I post a picture of like my 1970 Chevelle that I literally like worship as far as the baddest car I've ever seen in my life, and they're like, well, my fucking Tesla will beat it. Good. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's not what cars are about. Those are like people who don't understand the experience of a car. There's a certain experience. It's visceral. It's personal. It's you hit the accelerator, it makes a noise. It makes a certain smell. You feel a certain way.
dude, I even do that with my son.
Right.
Like I want him to experience that power and the smell.
And you just can't get that with a Tesla.
No.
It's the truth.
Well, we were raised a little differently though. Andrew and I were like, you could put us in a situation like if the plane was going down, you would call us and be like, "Hey, can you help fly this plane?" Yeah, we can get in there and figure it out. We were raised around motors like our entire lives, from little 50s and 80s and 125s and
everything.
Ridden everything. It's got 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels. I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to hit the throttle and get in it and get after it. And I think there's a great portion of America that was raised that way. You know what I mean?
Do you think
Probably the same
gasoline,
people who fought each other.
Do you think gasoline is absolutely essential to that experience of the car? Because I'm just in a
Currently?
well, I'm saying, like, do you think the reason why
Well, no,
there's
because you could get that with a big diesel truck too.
Yeah.
well, what I mean by that is
They're
that
saying fossil fuels.
well, what I mean by that is that do you think there's just the nature of electric cars that there's just no way that they could be as cool as like a gasoline?
I wouldn't say
car?
that.
Okay.
I would say that currently they're not doing it, and the technology is new, and they haven't been able to create that kind of feel with the technology yet. So I would say currently, absolutely, that's true. But that doesn't mean that it'll be true in 5 years or 10 years. So that could change. You know what I mean? Like Tesla could come out with a new, on the early MSCEO podcast, I fucking made a whole episode about how Harley will never make an electric bike, and
Here
then
they
they're fucking
are.
making it.
Yeah, and it's fast.
Yeah. So, but dude, I'm going to tell you what. There's a huge segment of Harley Davidson that's not going to ride Harley Davidson because they make that electric bike.
Yeah, well, and there are some things like you can see that it's unassuming. Like even in the new M5, they're piping in electronic exhaust inside the car so you get a better visceral feel.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
think it's loud inside, but that's a noise. It's coming through the audio. Like it's actually a plug and play. You know what I'm saying? So like, yes, there's got to be some research to like people want to hear the sound and they want to feel that, right?
Because they like sensory wise they associate that with
Fuck
coolness. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes me badass.
People always say that to me. Like that, you guys out there that drive Teslas, you ain't that fucking cool. Okay, like you're not. You got. What do you have that's that cool?
I will tell you that 100D is fast as fuck.
It's fast, but like, dude, I don't get.
I'm with you.
Like
I
when
agree.
people say to me, like if I post a picture of a car that I like or one that I own or whatever, they always got to say it. Like the Tesla motherfuckers always got to say it. well, fuck, here's a picture of my Tesla. I'm like, and then they say this. You know what they say next, Dave? Oh, you beat that car in a drag race.
Oh, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, you're going to drag race straight into fucking the Apple store with your fucking Harry Potter glasses and then on to Starbucks and sit there and pretend like you're somebody. Get the fuck out of my face.
I don't know. I like Apple and Starbucks.
I'm just saying. Well, dude, I'm just saying, like, I'm not going out.
It.
I'm not,
dude. Yeah, but
I'm not commenting on everybody's Tesla picture and being like,
it's a piece of shit.
Bro, that'd be like fucking your sister.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dude,
Well,
I don't, because that's what I think.
But we were like, I think I speak for Andrew and I, we were from that era where, my dad, we rode horses, we rode dirt bikes, we fought each other. Like, that's part of what it is. But we have that love for motors. Like, he sent me a 1977 Chevy 350 van yesterday.
Yeah, with airbrush on the side and shag carpeting on the floor, bitch.
All original.
That was the shit.
But that's fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a huge port, and some people don't give a shit about that. Most people be like, well, what the like you go to the car show and everybody's like, why the fuck is that thing
Yeah,
there?
but it's just cool.
Yeah, and it's like,
right,
because it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? It's an era. It's a time. It tells a story. I mean, there's a lot of dudes who got laid in the back of that van. I think they should DNA check that carpet.
Oh, dude. It would,
some Daves running around there.
No.
They spray that bitch with, what's that shit called?
It'd be
Luminol? It'd be glow in the dark.
Fucking some dead bodies. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So
y'all want to see a dead body?
You
ever seen Boys in the Hood?
It's been a long time,
Oh,
but I
dude.
still haven't seen.
You gotta go
I
back
still
and-
haven't seen. What is the one you want to? It's Straight Outta Compton. I still haven't seen that.
What?
One. No.
How do you not see that? That's a good
I know.
movie.
I got to.
Dude, you should watch.
heard it was
I
really
watched
good.
Boys in the Hood. This is about, I don't know, 2 months ago or something. It was Saturday night, and Raquel had fallen asleep, and Boys in the Hood was on. It was fucking awesome.
Boys in the Hood's a good movie.
It reminded me of Marco Glogovac.
Why?
Because we couldn't remember, like, Dad would never let us have that shit in our house, or our mom would never let us. But Marco was one of our friends.
That wasn't the movie. It was the fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The soundtrack.
But I'll tell you what that reminds me
Our buddy
of, though.
Marco back then, his parents were a little bit more liberal in the sense of like, like Marco, he probably had some extra Playboys in the house. You know what I mean? And we watched that movie over there, and I remember, dude, I was thinking, God damn, this is fucking good.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah, that's some good shit, man.
That reminds me of the time that I completely stymied you because you didn't think that I knew any. Yeah, I mean, it was my moment of pride where I actually proved that I actually knew.
The
some
only thing you
gangster
proved
rap.
is that you should have played the character of the guy in Office Space who was rapping to himself and rolled the window up. The same guy that went out and beat the fucking printer up in the field, like express his anger.
Sal and Andy didn't believe that I knew some Eazy-E and NWA lyrics,
And he does.
I had to prove them wrong.
Call him on it. It's
spit,
fucking
I
good.
spit some bars, but we're not going to do it right now. Anyway, guys, I don't know if you saw the, every year around this time we have the Time Person of the Year. I don't know if you saw who it was. Did you see who it was, Andy? Yes. It was Greta Thunberg, who I don't know if anybody knows who she is. By now you probably do. She's the 16-year-old, what is she from, like Sweden? And she's the eco-warrior.
How dare you bring this onto my show, Vaughn?
How dare you? I know.
Jesus.
But yeah, so I don't know.
Hey, look, here's the deal.
What do you think?
Look, man. Look. Okay. Should she have been Time Person of the Year? Fuck no. Okay? But with that being said, I have a lot of respect for someone who wants to stand up against criticism and who believes in their cause and who wants to be out there and do that. But the fact of the matter is there was just a number of better choices. So while I don't agree with what they do with her, where they just parade her around and let her like basically yell at everybody and say, you stole my childhood and you did this and did that, while she flies around on a fucking airplane that puts out more fossil fuel emissions than, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of what's going on with this just doesn't add up. And I think most people are pretty smart to recognize that there's an agenda being pushed there, which I don't even think is a bad agenda. Like, should we take care of the planet? Yeah. Should we do better as humans? Yes. Should we try to be conscious of environmental issues? Sure. I agree with that. But what I don't agree with is parading a 16-year-old girl around the world as a spokesperson to push an agenda, so much so that she gets to be on the cover of Time magazine when there's literally thousands and thousands and thousands and probably tens of thousands of people who would be better choices.
Yeah, what goes through my mind when I see something like that with her on the front cover is I just say, like, how does the conversation play out? Like,
what does that teach,
you know what
bro?
I'm saying?
What does it teach? It teaches us that to be relevant in today's world, all you have to do is bitch about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is she doing to fix it? And not only that, and I'm sure she's doing some things, okay? But, I mean, what about people who are truly contributing to things that are good happening? Like, they're actually doing the shit. They're not just saying, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What is the criteria to be Time Person of the Year?
That's what I want to know. What is the criteria?
I think she's being used as a pawn. That's my problem with it. But the second, if I was
but you don't disagree that you don't sit there and say the cause is ridiculous.
No, but
it's a good cause.
It's a great cause, but you're taking perspective, from a young girl who screams and yells, and then the media grabs onto it and they can run with it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I look at on the flip side, right? Like
now, dude, I will say. This is my other fucking thing on it. Like, I said something about it on the MFCEO project a while back, I think, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of an older story. And I got a lot of people who hit me up and they're like, yeah, motherfucker, pretty cool for a 39-year-old dude to fucking blah, 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 and trash us. You know what? I'm not trying to trash anybody. I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. And I do think that people should be very careful how they address her because this is a young person. This is a 16-year-old girl. And we have people coming out from, the far right of society being like, fuck her, she's a piece of shit. No, she's not. That doesn't mean anything. She's trying to do something that she thinks is good.
That's right.
Try to imagine someone being 16 years old or yourself 16 years old and how you would handle that sort of attack. I don't believe that that's okay to just attack. But I don't agree that that's the right choice either. And I think that's how most people feel about it.
Dude, Justin Bieber, I brought Justin Bieber onto your show. He made a post about
Bieber's going to be on the show.
He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
So, and I gained a great deal of respect from him from this post. This is probably 6 months ago. I'll look it up. I'll send it to you. But he's actually a pretty good writer. He writes these little things to himself and then he posts them. But he's like, I realize that I've been an asshole in life and I've realized I've done a lot of wrong things. But all I ask is that for your tolerance to put yourself in my shoes. I was a 14-year-old little boy.
That's
I made
right.
more money than anybody knew what to do. I never had to cut the grass. I don't know how to, reel up a garden hose. I don't know how to do the basic necessities of life because people did those for me. And I wasn't forced to grow up to become a young man. And so when I was given all this money and all this opportunity, I did what any other 14, 16, 18-year-old guy would do. I would buy Lamborghinis and race them and get drunk and do all these things because nobody would tell him no.
Right.
He had no rules, So I read that post from him, and it was like an understanding because I used to think he was a turd.
Bro, that's a huge
I did too.
realization.
Yeah. I thought he was a turd. And then, after that moment, I thought, you know what? I like this fucking kid.
Sal, the thing is, bro, we don't know what it's like to be someone else.
There's only like 10 people that could say had been in his shoes.
It's not just
Maybe
him.
10,
it's anybody versus anybody.
Right.
We don't know. Look, man, I don't know what it's like to not be me. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know what it's like to be you. And I don't know what it's like to be you. And I don't know what it's like to be you. And I don't know what it's like for you to see me. We're all in that same scenario. So in my opinion, there's a lot of fucking, you could really tell a lot about people by how they judge people off of one or two sentences and that's, like, I think as a society, it's probably a good idea that we all try to like remember that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't know what it's like to be this Greta who is 16 years old with fucking half the world being like, fuck you, shut the fuck up. Like, dude, I think as adults, we're kind of
past that.
We should be better than that.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, and I'll be honest, the first time I spoke about it, I hadn't, I poked a little fun myself because it was funny.
Yeah.
Like the how dare you thing, it makes me giggle. Like, I think it's actually funny.
Right.
For real.
Yeah.
I still think
agree.
it's fucking funny.
I do too.
Like, it was ridiculous. But as a grown man, I think it's something that all adults should remember is that she's 16 and she is not in control of her whole entire life. And she has people in her ear saying, go say this and it'll do this. Go do this and it'll do this. That's not cool because people are then using their agenda to push onto her to make her go out and she takes the fucking heat for it. So I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
That's
my point of being a pawn.
But yes,
you know what I mean?
Do I think that's her fault? No, I do not. I think she is
still a little girl.
I think she fucking believes wholeheartedly in what she's saying.
Yeah, she's saying she thinks she's right.
Why wouldn't she believe that?
That's why she has so much passion.
Why wouldn't she believe that when
she doesn't know
the
any
people
better.
she loves the most are the ones telling her that?
That's right.
So let's not, if she says dumb shit, let's not jump all over her case. The bottom line is, are there people more deserving to be fucking Time Person of the Year?
I think
yes.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
I think Joe Burrow. Did you see the kid that won the Heisman this weekend?
Of course.
Did you see his speech?
Yeah.
It's fucking rad.
It was awesome.
Did you see it?
No.
It was awesome, dude.
I know he's a stud, though.
He's a stud.
And a lot of people hate him.
Well, the thing that was cool about it is, I think when you have the emotion, like, he cried. He was thanking people, and he got real deep, and then he started talking about the homeless population from where he's from. Mm-hmm. And he started talking, and he was basically sharing the award with them because he comes from a town where the average population of homeless is, I think, double the nation's average. And he was talking about fighting for those kids. And it was cool, right? Like, he's using a platform. He's a little bit older than a 16. He's got a little bit of perspective. And he could choose that time to talk about him, and he's choosing that time to raise awareness around, let's not talk about me. Let's thank all my linemen, let's thank my coaches, and let's talk about where I'm from and how we can help those people. He raised a couple $100,000.
And look, I'm not even saying him, but I'm just saying the list is fucking long.
No, I get it. I get it.
Like, it's long, and she ain't at the front of it.
Yeah, like Sal Frisella.
Right, exactly.
Time Man of the Year.
Listen,
Side
man,
note, like you said the other day.
Listen, no bullshit. I know motherfuckers in real life that have done more good in this 12 months than she will ever fucking do in her life.
Yeah.
Nobody even knows their name. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
So I'm pretty confident in what I'm saying. There's a long list, and she don't belong in the front of it.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
And Times Magazine is using it to sell some issues.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because magazines are dead.
And that goes back to what we were saying on the first episode, I believe, of this, which I'm going to say a million fucking times because it's truth. It's manipulation. It's media shoving a fucking story in your face to consume so that you choose to either believe it or go so much against it that you talk about it, which is what we're doing now. So we're being fucking pawns ourselves.
Yeah.
What else? But
on the subject of Joe Burrows, just real quick, Joe Burrow, does this coach not have the best voice of any coach in the history of football?
That dude sounds like he came out the movie Waterboy.
What's his name? Ed Orgeron?
And he is from LSU, so the Waterboy, the geographic region would be appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's interesting. So another real interesting thing that I came across is, first I got to ask you this. This is my sort of segue into our next topic, but
are you going to be funny too?
Oh no!
Are you going to announce how funny
I'm actually going to declare my no, but
usually when you have a segue and you're trying to be funny, you don't announce it.
Yeah, you don't tell them you're coming. If you're going to rap somebody, you don't tell them you're coming.
I'm still learning the ropes.
Hey, baby, in about 3 minutes, I'm going to whip out my dick.
Side note: I did actually announce to my
wife.
What?
You did that?
I did actually announce to my wife when I was going to kiss her. I said, "I'm about to kiss you."
Of course you did.
Good story, Vaughn. This is where I would tell my friends, go kill yourself.
This is where I would say to all of you listening, please make some sort of meme sound clip out of that.
Yes.
Yes. Holy shit.
No. Favorite video game growing up?
I know what his favorite game was. It was Legend of Zelda.
Man, we played a lot of Zelda.
What are you talking
about?
No,
you want to know why it was Sal's favorite? Not Sal's favorite game?
Why? Because you beat his ass?
Fucking right, dude. Wow. I would get so pissed off at that game, and he'd be sitting there talking shit, and I would throw that controller at the TV and then beat his ass.
I will tell you, Andrew.
This happened so many times that my mom banned us for playing Zelda. No, we were not even allowed to play it.
Did you break any
controllers?
Any controllers?
I guarantee you, if there is a fucking score, Andrew is he is in the short fucking top 2 in the world of broken Nintendo controllers.
Yeah.
The reason my mom actually there was no reason. She just stopped buying us remote controls. We couldn't have any fucking more controllers.
Yeah.
So we had to stop playing.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But no, we played a lot. I mean, we played a lot. RBI baseball would probably be my favorite. I played and a ton of Tetris. Tecmo Bowl. Tetris. We played a fucking assload of Tetris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking there were some computer games too that we used to play that were good, man.
Yeah. We used to go, what was that store at Crestwood Mall?
Babbage's,
man. Good call.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Babbage's. Fuck, I remember Babbage's,
was
bro.
Was that a local chain or is that a national chain?
I don't know. I think they're gone now, though.
Yeah.
It's like the GameStop back then.
So how many? I'm just curious. How many hours a week in your in the golden era of you guys playing video games?
We weren't allowed to play for like that. Like we were allowed to play a little bit, but most of the time we played outside.
Yeah, and the thing is like we were consumed in a lot of fucking sports.
Yeah.
So like when we played video games, it would be like we would go to our parents were divorced, so we would go and we'd play with my dad all day. We'd have sports, and then by the time we showered and went home, we would play video games from like 10 to midnight or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then go to bed. Like it wasn't like we didn't wake up and play that type of shit. It wouldn't. That's not how we were raised.
Well, it's interesting. New York Times Magazine reports that the World Health Organization has just added a new disorder to the list of substance abuse and addictive behaviors.
Screen time.
Yeah, it's actually they call it a gaming disorder because there's a rise, especially among kids in United States of America. There's a rise of like literally addictive levels of playing games, and I got to be honest with you, I've never been a gamer, so I don't really get. I mean, I played the video games when we were younger, but it just.
You played that Leisure Suit Larry game, right?
Right. I know what Leisure
That's
Suit
right.
Larry
Yeah,
is.
Hey, you motherfuckers listening, you ever know what that is? Go Google that shit. Leisure Suit Larry video game. Tyler, you know what it is?
Oh, that's funny.
They got a man's version for that. For you.
Problem
He was on there trying to write everybody a book. All the girls.
Problem is the graphics back then weren't very good.
Terrible.
So it was like dot matrix type of stuff. But no, I mean it does so it seems like you just have this increasing number of like what's behind that? Why are
Because you raise
young men? Why specifically are young men
because they're
like,
raised
spending
on a
so
screen.
much time on
Raised
this?
on a screen.
Well, look, I'll fucking tell you this right now. The games they make now are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we were addicted to these cubes going back and forth. Like, these motherfuckers are, like, playing games with, like, real people in them.
Dude,
Like-
not to mention you can make 6 fucking figures.
Yeah.
Okay.
7.
I was just going to get in
sport,
on that.
yeah.
So it's different now. There's actually a career path for video games that is, I feel bad for parents right now because, like,
Damned if you do. Damned
yeah,
if you
that's
don't.
right. Like, parents are like, dude, one of the private high schools here just built a gaming facility, okay? Like, how many kids are using that as an excuse to not do shit?
98% of them.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's, but then you could take that argument and you could say, well, 98% of the kids that are playing baseball when we were kids were fucking wasting their time.
Yeah.
Right.
So, there's a new argument to be had. Here's the only thing I could share is my perspective on it. I can tell you this. This is the truth. In 2006, 7, 8, I played Call of Duty, and I got into the fucking, like, top ranks of Call of Duty. I was like, we were good. He did too. And we would all get on there, and we would play every night. And we would play, and this went on for like 3 or 4 years, where we would get home from our job, and we would play till fucking 3, 4 in the morning every day.
Every fucking day.
Yeah.
And I get drunk as a skunk.
Yeah. And so we sit there and drink and talk shit on the headsets to each other and play fucking Call of Duty.
And I do have to say, it was fucking a lot of fun.
It was awesome.
It was a lot of fun,
so
man.
awesome that, like, I seriously want to buy the new game because Alex is in it too.
Yeah.
One of our good friends, Alex, she's in it as a character, and I want to buy it, dude, like, so bad. But I know what's going to happen when I fucking buy the motherfucker.
We want to see Andrew.
Dude, I have a 4,000-inch fucking theater in my house, okay? It's ridiculous. And I had the motherfucker put PS4 on it. He's like, you want PlayStation on it? And I'm like, yeah. I'm just thinking, maybe I'm going to make a comeback, So,
Dude.
but here's what happened. This is no bullshit. And kids get mad when I say this shit. They're like, oh, okay, fucker, I'm going to be a pro gamer. No, you ain't. You might be pretty good. The chances you're going to be ninja are fucking 0. Okay? So here's where it comes in. Kids got to learn to tell the truth. And I hope that the kids that are listening will understand what I'm saying with some context, okay? There's nothing wrong with playing some fucking video games. But when it becomes a 12-hour obsession every single day and you're not going to become pro and you're not going to become a pro, now you're just lying to yourself. And that's going to cost you a lot of money. So I can tell you for me, I wasted 4 years of my business life playing fucking video games. 4 solid years. Meaning I would have been where I'm at now in 2016 had I not done that. It's truth. It's true story. Because the minute I quit playing, I started focusing on my career and my business, and that's when we grew 5 years at 100% growth in the worst economy ever because I quit playing video games, and that's true.
Well, I mean, I know that to be true. And secondarily, like, to have the baseball conversation versus the team sport video gamers, I think I want to touch on 2 points here. One,
there's a lot of shit that you learn in team sports that you cannot learn in video.
That's right.
Yeah.
You learn struggle, you learn conflict, like meaning real conflict. How many fights I've been in on a baseball diamond? Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in a lot of motherfucking fights, dude. And so, but learning how to work
Did you win
together
any
as
of
a
them?
team. What's that?
Did you win any of them?
I got the office belt. That's all that matters. Right now, I'm the reigning champ of WWE. I've been walking around with a gold belt on my shoulder.
Yeah. We should fucking fight.
I won quite a bit of
We
fights.
should get in a fight and charge tickets for people to come watch.
30 for the kids.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, but secondarily, I think a lot of non-responsible parents are quick to give their phone to their kid.
Me and you versus other two guys. I take that all day.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I know.
If your brother's out there, we challenge you.
Man,
That's actually a pretty
what
good
what
idea.
happened? But they're not real brothers. What happens if we took on
Like a tag team?
Yeah, like Jose Canseco and fucking Ozzy. What's his brother's name?
Dude, what happens if we could get like I don't know, the Nasty Boys,
Yeah,
or
Buff.
Does
The Rock have a brother?
no, but some of the good tag teams of history, like what was the one, the Legion of Doom?
Yeah, dude.
Like we could
Fucking-
get
That'd be pretty cool.
those,
Forget all their names.
those guys are badass though. One of them actually passed away, but the other one is James Laurinaitis' father.
Dad, yeah.
I flew on an airplane with him one time.
You told me that.
Yeah, he was really cool.
But back to the
I'm not sure I would fuck with him. He's pretty old, but he
Fuck
still
no.
looks tough as fuck.
dude. Those guys are fucking good athletes.
Yeah.
But back to the screen time, I think a lot of irresponsible parents are quick to give their kids the screen, and then they become addicted to the screen, and then it builds a bad habit over a long period of time. I think it would fall underneath the spectrum where we're looking at those problems, right? But when you start looking at gaming as a way of life, for the 98% who don't make it, whether it be football, baseball, wrestling, I think the skills or talents or bond, and I don't know because I've never played in a team fucking video game sport outside Call of Duty. I just find it very hard to believe that the bonds are similar because there's no physical sacrifice.
Those kind of bonds can only happen when there's physical pain that is shared.
Yeah.
Like, for example, people talk about, this is an extreme example, but guys that get out of prison, they feel like they're very lonely because they miss the camaraderie that they have with the other guys. Well, the reason they have that camaraderie with the other guys is because they've all suffered together.
Struggle, yeah.
Right. And that goes with like
anything.
Well, and a lot, people fucking pay me lots of money to help fix their fucking businesses. One of the things that I tell all of them, and none of them fucking do, is I said, figure out a way to train together. Run together, work out together.
Go do an Ironman
do
together.
something together. Yeah, shovel rocks. It don't matter.
Right.
But do something that makes you sweat, that you can all look up at the end and say, damn, dude, I got respect. He's a hard worker. He's a hard worker. And you know what? If we all work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that, I have a hard time believing that you can get that through gaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
I just have a hard, because from my experience, I know a couple things about fucking building teams. There has to be pain. It just has to be.
Bond is always forged through the struggle.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it is kind of crazy though, the stuff that is associated with the gaming industry. Like one of the little kids that I used to babysit literally owns a team. You know how like Mark Cuban owns the Dallas Mavericks? Yeah. Well, this kid who grew up and he lives in Las Vegas, he owns a gaming team. Like four guys.
There's
it's crazy.
Fucking shit ton of money to be made in it.
I know. Well,
ton.
He's a very smart kid.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying, and that's not what Sal's saying. Because it's a very difficult concept to like I made a TikTok video and I said, I just showed some of my cars and I said, dude, this is all happened after I quit gaming, and fucking every motherfucking kid was like, oh, sure, Ninja would say different. Well, you know what, motherfucker, Ninja, I don't want to be Ninja. And if I was to be Ninja, I would be taking a step backwards, a huge one. So get the point. Like, you probably can get to a certain level through video games, but there's a certain level you ain't getting to as well. And that's something that people don't get.
I don't know who Ninja is.
He's I guess one of the big dogs in gaming. Gotcha. But the point is, I Googled up what he made, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's nice. But my point stands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that's a douchey way of bragging, but I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. Like I wouldn't want to take that. I wouldn't do that.
Well, and the other side, the grown side, is good for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Kicking ass.
If that's what you want, fuck yeah,
Good
bro.
luck.
And I support that. So that's the dichotomy of what I'm trying to explain. Like, I think that's cool. If you're really going to do it, go fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If
But
you're
be realist about it. Be realistic.
Right. Tell the truth to yourself. Don't be one of these fucking kids who's telling their parents, I'm doing this because I'm going to be a pro gamer just because you don't want to do anything else.
Because you're lazy.
That's right. And you know the difference, and you know the difference when you're 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you're a parent, learn the difference too. Know when your kid's bullshitting you and when they're not. Because a lot of parents also, I hear this shit a lot too. Oh, well, I let my kids play games because he's going to be a pro gamer. Well, they're doing it because they don't want to raise their kids.
That's right. They don't want to take them to they don't want to take them to the ice rink, and they don't want to take them to fucking practice.
That's
they
right.
don't want to take them,
You know what? I don't want it like you do for Enzo and the girls.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. I mean,
I can see where it gets old.
I know, but so we have a two-sided party here that's creating an unfavorable outcome for people's lives.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the parents, sometimes it's the kids, and this scenario that I'm describing where the kid is lying to himself and just using it as a shelter to play the game, and the parent is looking the other way because they don't want to do the shit, that is the norm. That's not the anomaly. No. That's the norm.
And that norm has a bad outcome.
That's real bad. And people are refusing to accept that because when you say, hey, maybe you shouldn't have him do it, they're going to say, well, he's going to be a pro gamer.
He can earn a college scholarship this way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what are you getting Enzo for Christmas?
I guess since he doesn't listen to the show, I can tell you.
You can.
I am a firm believer of buying things around sports and work. And they can still be fun.
Yeah.
But, like, I use my side-by-side at home for work. I'm bringing around mulch and sticks and leaves, and I always have him help me. So I bought him his own. Now, it's in a little electric one.
It's like a power wheel.
Yeah, it's like a power wheel, but it's a John Deere. Peg Perego makes it. It's a side-by-side, and it's got a little bed on it. And what he likes
like a gator.
It's a gator.
Yeah.
And he goes around.
But not a real gator.
No, yeah, just a mini one.
With the electric and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And he can he loves to move mulch. And he, if we use it tonight, it's snow. Like he shovels all shit and he moves it to a different part of the yard and dumps it.
Dude, you ought to bring him over tonight to my house and we'll go down that big ass hill on the sled.
He probably would not back down.
Yeah.
He's fucking fearless. But, I always want to have this core mission. Like, if it's not athletics, it's work. You know what I mean? And you can have fun doing both. And so I try to create him all my kids, I try to put them in an environment where we're active, we're moving.
Do you understand
work.
how much ass that kid is going to kick in his life?
It's going to be fun.
No, dude, he's going to kick all the ass because all the other parents are sticking their kid in front of a screen and you're down here grooming fucking Rambo.
That's how I think too, man. Like, well, you talk about
this
how you
motherfucker's going to be like the Chuck Norris of fucking high schoolers. He's just going to come in and
That's right.
All the other kids are going to be like, there's this kid, but he's Enzo, and I'm not Enzo.
Well, and okay, so you think it's weird, but I think that
I don't
way.
think it's fucking weird at all. I love it.
I'm in the shower, and I'm like, all right, well, how do I have, what am I doing? I try to self-evaluate and try to have that conversation. And so I always want to, because I don't want to be I'm
just speaking for the parents that are listening. Know that there is parents out there that are grooming their kids to destroy yours.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
But I'll never be the super parent either who's like, fucking screaming and yelling at their kid when it's time to let the coach go coach my kid. Like, but I'm gonna raise a young little man. He's gonna work hard. And he's gonna be very athletic. Like, I'm gonna train. I'm gonna let him train, and he's either gonna wrestle or do BJJ. Right? Like, I'm gonna get him in there and let him roll and let him get comfortable with fucking getting his ass kicked and kicking ass. And dude, to be as well rounded as he possibly could be when life presents him with whatever opportunity it is. That's my goal. And so what do I buy him for Christmas? I buy him things that will help build his well-roundedness.
That's kind of where we're going because frankly, we've bought some of the the little play sets and the dolls and stuff like that, and literally the girls get tired of that like in 15 minutes. And so we've tried to do kind of somewhat similar along your vein is that we try to expose them to like different experiences. And like I was really personally gratified that I asked Lila what she wanted for Christmas, and she said, I want to go to a K-State basketball game with you, Daddy. And I was like, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like active stuff, getting them out and about, And I took the girls out. We went outside. And we were doing a bunch of stuff. I mean, obviously, it's getting really cold now, but
they make coats.
What's that?
They make coats.
Yeah, no, exactly. But
you spent too much time in the city, dude. You got that city slicker blood now.
But it is fun. It's fun to
let's see your calluses.
Here's what's really interesting. What's that?
You got any calluses?
Not yet.
You didn't shovel that driveway,
I will, because I'll be going out in the field, and I told Kasha what I really want. This is what I really want for Christmas. I want a pair of Dickies.
What?
You know what those are?
Yeah, Dickies? We know what they are. Why the fuck do you want them?
Have them. Yeah.
Like coverall? I want coveralls. I don't have them yet, so I want them.
All right.
So yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now. I mean,
every man needs a good set of coveralls.
You need a good set
if you live in the Midwest,
hot.
If you live in the Midwest and you don't have a good set of coveralls, you ain't a man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's probably true. Which I guess I'm not a man yet, but I will be soon. But dude,
I got,
what size you wear?
I was at Chris's house yesterday. Dude, I was at Chris's house yesterday, and I shit in his toilet and clogged it up. I swear to God, this is a true story. So I couldn't find his plunger. So what do you do when you can't find the plunger in someone's house? You fucking look for it.
Right.
Going to the actual person and telling them, hey, bro, I just clogged your toilet up with a massive dump is like last scenario, okay?
It is Chris.
It is Chris, but it's Mindy was home.
Yeah,
so
right.
My first question was, is Mindy here? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I got to go on a mission. so dude, listen, this is the fucking truth, dude. So, man, I got a funny story about this, dude. I can tell you, I think I told you before about when I was up in Kansas City, I was dating that girl, Brooke. Dude. All right, I will tell that story in 1 second.
Yeah.
So, this is about the coveralls, though. Like, I was searching for the plunger. By the way, Chris, I know you fucking listen. Every bathroom needs a plunger. Every single one.
I do agree with that. We've got one, yeah.
And
for this situation.
Yeah.
That's right. Because it creates
hospitality.
It creates a very awkward scenario. What if we were having a party? And because I couldn't find the plunger because there's only one fucking plunger in his house. That is a party foul. If you have people at your house for any reason whatsoever, and I know they're not cool looking, but if you made a plunger look nice, someone could sell 1 billion of them.
They've got them. They got like little trapdoor ones. They're creative.
I got one of those, but I'm saying like if you made it look like something else, like you made it look like a little plant, and you're like, but it ain't a plant. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a bad idea. I'm all about the free. One of you dudes could go out there and make that and make a lot of money. I'm telling you, dude. Just cut me off a little piece. I'm all about giving out love.
No, I think that's a good idea.
I know it's a good idea. It could work, but I got too many things going.
Right.
So I don't mind sharing it. So I go in his closet, dude. I'm looking for the plunger. I go down in the basement. I'm looking for the plunger. I go back up. I look in the other bedroom. I can't find the plunger in that bathroom. And dude, I opened up the closet to look in there, and I saw Chris's black Carhartt coveralls. I got a little jealous, dude. I'm like, man. I'm like, those are some good looking coveralls. You know, like that's how much coveralls mean.
Hey,
you know, like that's what they mean to people like from around here. If you don't have coveralls, man,
mine are blue.
Mine are black. I got black and tan Carhartt.
Yeah. Is there a style or
I think
like
the
a trend in
yeah,
clothing?
bro, you want some bibs?
Yeah.
No. I'm saying, is there a style or a trend in clothing that has gone out of date that you wish would come back?
What?
You know,
I mean,
in other words, like something that people used to wear.
Andrew still tight rolls his jeans.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah, of course.
That's impressive.
Z Cavaricis.
Yeah, now you're talking, man. I wanted a pair of Z Cavaricis so bad when I was a kid.
Hey, dude, let me tell that other story.
Yeah.
So, dude, this has all happened to everybody, man. Like maybe not everybody. Maybe it's just me. But I tend to use a little bit more paper than what I probably should. I probably yelled at from Greta for using not my hand. But the truth is like, dude, I was dating this girl, okay? And I didn't know her very well because she lived in Kansas City and I lived in St. Louis. And I ended up dating her for like a year. But this is like the first time I was up there, all right? This is before you get comfortable and like they know you're taking a shit.
Yeah, you walk out of the room to fart still?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like in that phase.
Yeah.
Right. So she lived in like this 2-story home. It was
townhome.
Yeah, townhome. But it was 2 stories, so it was like real tall and narrow, okay? So the bathroom that wasn't in the bedroom was upstairs. So like I went upstairs and I was gonna try to, do my business, and fucking clogged the toilet, man. Like, this is a bad situation because I don't know this chick and I don't know her apartment. And by the way, she's downstairs in the area where she lives, so it's not like I can go down there and just search for the fucking plunger. So I'm totally confused on what to do. There's no brush, okay? Because everybody knows if there's a plunger and there's no plunger, you go to the brush, right?
I mean, I've never. No, that's a good. I mean, it's a good tactic. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you go to the brush, and you can kind of like stick the brush in
roto
there.
root it.
And no, it's you don't twist it. You just like try to push some water in the hole.
Gotcha.
So there was no brush. So I'm like, fuck. The toilet's about to fucking overflow, dude. Like I can see it coming.
Oh, dude, that's slow creep.
And I'm like, fuck, what do I do? Dude, I fucking went in with my hand, dude.
No.
I went in with my hand. I had to.
Desperate measures.
Dude, I went in. I reached down in there. I grabbed the fucking paper because the poop had actually gone through the pipe. I didn't get any poop in my hand.
Hey, man.
But, dude, there was pee in the water still. And I fucking went in with my hand, unclogged that motherfucker, washed the shit out of my hand. I go back downstairs, and she's like, what were you doing up there? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I guess that tapas we had last night, and I had to like break it, and then I had to tell on myself anyway.
I mean, hey.
So
I know why you really did it.
Why?
Because the step 2 to that is the water starts leaking. Now you're in the kitchen sink. Now you got to go downstairs and fix the fucking ceiling.
Dude.
Have you ever seen the movie Along Came Polly? This happens in that movie.
Oh, really?
He has to use like a $100 loofah.
Really? Oh, dude.
I've never seen that
I had no options. Like there wasn't a shower in this bathroom. It was like a little one shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like a toilet.
A half bath.
Yeah, right. And I didn't. What the fuck would you do?
That.
Do you let it go over and then have to explain it?
Going over is. I mean, there's a long-winded process of going over.
So now I'm this motherfucker from St. Louis that she met.
Right hand or left hand?
Huh? Yeah, I use my right hand, bro.
Don't shake that.
Yeah, look. Dude, I washed the shit out of it, but I'm just saying, like, you got to do what you got to fucking do.
So you weren't at the phase in your relationship where you walk down and you get sticking underneath their nose and be like, smell this.
Bro. Bro, listen. I'm being serious. What the fuck would you do?
Dude, I mean, when I first started dating Raquel, the first trip we made was to Mexico. And I kept disappearing. Where you at? I'm working in the lobby. Like I kept acting like I had to go to Wi-Fi in the lobby. But I was taking a shit in the lobby because I was in Mexico. My stomach was all torn up.
Oh, you took her to one of them. See, Mexico's a bad place to take a new girlfriend
destination.
Because all the suites in Mexico, they're like open to the
air,
fucking bathroom.
You gotta like really be in a relationship,
dude. The first time Emily and I went on a trip together, we were fucking down there in Ixtapa at Cristal.
Yeah,
and dude, the fucking dude, we had been dating. We had been dating, 3-4 months. And so I took her. And dude, I mean, we knew each other, but still, we weren't to the level of like taking a dump in front of each other. So
dude,
like, but
it's a real thing
with open air.
That's another level. That's a year. You got to be dating for a year for the open air shit. You know what I mean?
So like,
I'm with
to explain this to the people listening, the person you're with can see you shitting.
Yeah.
Which isn't the worst part. The worst part is when she can see you wiping your ass.
That's the worst. Dude. Because now, yes, I mean, that's real, though. Like, dude, we've been together 10 fucking years, and I have, like, a little pocket door on my shitter, in my bathroom, and, like, I take a shit so I can watch the kids, and then she'll kind of be walking around. But if I go wipe my ass, I'm closing the door. Like, what I mean?
Yeah,
Door's going closed 1,000%.
Because nobody looks good wiping their ass. No. Like when you catch someone wiping their ass, you just took their fucking soul, bro. It's like getting caught beating off, dude. Like there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do.
You just look down at the ground.
Dude, there's nothing you can do. Like you just keep going.
Look at Vaughn. Vaughn is like, where did this go?
No, actually, it's making me think of when I was in 4th grade, I took piano lessons.
You got caught beating off in front of the piano
teacher? No. I took piano lessons from this chick named Claudia Fox, and I would go directly after school, and I'd walk up to her house, and I was waiting for the kid before me who was still in the, still taking the lessons from her. And all of a sudden I had to go like terribly bad, like bad. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do because I can't go in there. The other kid's doing his lesson. So I basically crawled behind her bushes and I just dropped right there and I just dropped a huge deuce. While I'm doing it, she comes out. And she's like looking around. She's like, Vaughn? And I just like totally dead silent, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she comes back in. I finished my job. I decide, okay, I can't.
What'd you wipe with?
Oh, I don't know. I have no
socks, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, but I had to go as bad.
You go to sock
so bad.
before you go to your hand.
Yeah. So
sock, underwear, sock, underwear. Fuck.
Fucking protocol, man.
So
That's why I wear a wife beater always. I wear a fucking wife beater in the event.
Wait.
It tears up into
Hold
fucking
on. So let me get this straight. Just so I fucking understand completely. Yeah. So the protocol for this situation is wife beater first.
No.
Socks first.
Sock.
So, okay, so you got 2 socks.
Yep. Underwear,
then your undershirt.
Wife beater, then your undershirt.
Okay.
But you got to wear a nice undershirt, so you can tear it. This
So
is like
what happens in this if you're like it's like at the swimming pool?
Oh man,
you're fucked, dude. Like,
well, that's
unless you're Chris Klein.
Yeah,
he's got probably the greatest fucking shit story of all time. I'm not going to ruin it, but it is fucking hilarious.
Okay, so I finished my business.
Can you imagine people right now listening to this? They're probably like,
no, they're laughing.
They're probably like, oh my god, these fucking buffoons. They're fucking telling toilet humor.
You sound like Beavis and Butthead.
I will tell you, one of the greatest things about having kids is wet wipes are everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere.
Very, very true. So anyway, I come back around and I wanted to make it look like I was just running up from that I wasn't already up at their house. So I do that, come in, everything goes great. All right. Totally, she didn't, as far as I know, she didn't catch me, right? Week later, I walk in to do my piano lesson, and she sits down and she says, listen, before we begin, I have a question that I need to ask you. And I said, okay. And I thought this was going to be about my practicing and everything. She goes, I get you. She goes, Vaughn, did you defecate in front of my house? I'm like,
what does defecate mean?
I don't know what that's what I said. I said, I don't know what that means. And she goes, did you go to the bathroom in front of my house last week? And I'm like, no, why? She said, well, I found evidence that you might have. And I go, are you sure it wasn't a squirrel or something?
Dude, so this is...
But I totally denied it, and she didn't press the issue.
Oh, so you're a liar.
Yeah.
So basically, this is why you don't play the piano.
Yeah, right. Basically, yeah.
Cancel the next lesson.
Really bad images associated with that. So, but
well, Vaughn, if you ever take a shit outside my house, I'll have you on camera.
Well,
so you can
I'll
even send you the footage.
Yeah.
Dude, I enjoy peeing outside.
I don't ever pee inside.
Yeah. I would much rather pee outside than in a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to worry about where you're aiming. It's just easy.
That's fucking literally the best fucking thing about my house.
Is cameras?
No, I pee outside. I pee anywhere.
Oh.
I live in like a little secluded
kind
of thing, and I fucking pee anywhere I want. Yeah. And you know what? In fact, it started a bad trend here. I pee outside here, and it's not good. Now I go all the way down in the woods.
Is it true? I've always heard this, and I don't know if it's true or not. But is it true
that
if
that
you
big?
No, is it true that if you do actually pee
Genetics.
outside, is it true that if you actually pee outside and like a cop finds you, that's some sort of really heinous?
Dude, I think
thing?
it's a
sex crime,
shit.
right?
Yeah. I know
That's
around
crazy.
here it is.
That's crazy.
You get some sort of sex thing. I don't know, offender. You get on a list. You get on a list you don't want to fucking be on.
Yeah.
Dave, what's it like to be on that list?
Listen, don't worry about me.
Vaughn, you're a pastor or preacher or something. You should be on that list.
Oh. That's nonsense. I don't even know where to go with that one. Well, as much as I've enjoyed this conversation on feces, it is interesting. I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but most of the latest polls, the president actually has a pretty high approval rating, relative to Trump in the couple years that he's been president. And the most recent data suggests that the impeachment process is not going to affect his ability to get reelected. Most Americans believe, the majority of Americans actually believe he will be reelected. And if anything, it looks like the impeachment may actually help him because it's energizing his base. So, surprise? Big surprise?
I think that's pretty poor strategy on the left side if they're trying to win, because basically what they're doing is poking an entire hornet's nest of people who are normally silent.
And he's normally got to do something outlandish to get at the top of the headlines every single day. Now he doesn't have to do anything. They're fueling that fire.
And what's happening is, agree or disagree, it really doesn't matter. I'm just saying it from a strategic standpoint. What's happening is by them making this the topic, considering where they are in people's mind right now. They're creating the frenzy that they don't want, because there's a lot of people out there that, quite honestly, already know they're going to vote for Trump no matter what the fuck anybody else says. And what they're doing is reminding people how important it is to actually stand up and vote. This is the problem with the media manipulation that's going on, is that there's not a lot of truth being told on anybody's part. And Trump is so fucking smart that he is actually manipulating them back based off of whatever they say about him. You know what I mean? So, I agree with what you're saying. The reason there's whatever the high approval rating, I would say, is because people are so fucking tired of the nonsense, and they're so ready for real things to happen in America and not just false promises. I think people are just tired of the bullshit, and they recognize it, and they recognize. An easy way to say this is people have woken up to the fact that the media is full of shit. And so they've now, when they see the media trying to manipulate a situation, that just pushes them further away from whatever cause they're trying to drive. Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's also true is that historically the American people are very sympathetic toward a leader who seems to not be getting a fair shake. I mean, you think about Bill Clinton, and even back then, a lot of people would say, listen, he probably did something wrong, but the witch hunt that is happening as a result of what he did is kind of over the top.
It's comical.
And it ended up helping him get reelected.
Support.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I think's probably happening with Trump. They're saying, listen, the guy's not a saint, but at the same time, does he really deserve all the stuff that's going on?
But it's also coupled with the fact that I think the unemployment rate is as low as it's ever been in the entire U.S. history. And specifically, minority unemployment rate is as low as it's ever been. So, I mean, you couple on the fact like, hey, man, I'm paying my bills. I got a job. The economy's booming. Life's working in the right direction. I know this guy's an asshole, but things are going. Nobody wants to upset that apple cart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, things are moving in the right direction.
No, there's lots of people that want to upset that apple cart.
Yeah, right.
It's just that those people are not serving the interests of everybody else. They're serving themselves.
Self-service.
Right. Because if we actually cared about the integrity of our country, we would not judge someone based upon their party affiliation. We would instead judge someone based upon what they're actually doing. And that's a hard thing for people to do. That's what's happening right now. People who would normally say, yes, I believe this person, or yes, I believe what they're saying, have now lost that belief in terms of like what the left is standing for. And they said, there's a lot of people, and by a lot of people, I mean 4 to 6% of the people, which those are the people that make up the actual election. Those people have said, I don't fucking believe you anymore. Like, I don't believe the media anymore. I don't believe you.
Well, and these outlandish lies.
And so the more that they try to pour gas on that same message, the more people don't believe them.
Yeah, and you start seeing it.
Right. And so
those eyes.
That's what's happening. And that is no bias on my part either way. I happen to think that Trump's doing a pretty good fucking job.
Well, I think
but if Trump were to do a bad job, I would be the first one to say, hey,
doing a bad
you're doing a bad fucking job. I care about the country. I'm not affiliated.
Well, I think what you see, and where I know this long enough, like what you see is their tactic is blowing up in their face, and you like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, but that's happening across. I think that's happening in society.
No, I love it.
I think 10 years ago, when you were called a racist, it would fucking bury you. But now, because the term's been overused by the media so much, the real racists get off with like, oh yeah, he's fucking racist. Like,
yeah, most people are like, well, whatever.
Right. So that's what's happening now with that
politics.
That politics thing is people are so that it's just lost its power. You know what I mean? Because it's been overused. Like when you say Trump's a racist and there's really no evidence of him being a racist, and you say it over and over and over and over again, eventually everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
lost your credibility.
What are you talking about? And now these same people are coming up with other things. They're standing on, all the other issues. And the dangerous part here, which is dangerous, is that people will just now vote for one side because they're so sick of the other side. And they don't, and this side over here is doing this, right? So if you really want to accomplish your mission over there, you might want to think of a better strategy than just continue to use the media to just blow motherfuckers up, or social media. because it doesn't have its power anymore. You get attacked for 1 or 2 days, and then it goes away. Like, people understand that. You know, I saw a celebrity post the other day about something about people getting canceled, like cancel culture. I believe, didn't we talk about this already? Cancel culture?
Oh, the Me Too culture.
Yeah, well,
it's not Me Too. Me Too is a different thing. It's the cancel culture. It's you know, we're gonna fucking bury you.
Right.
You're canceled. Okay.
Because you said something or did something
that people didn't like. And so we have a situation now is where people are getting canceled left and right every fucking day by social media or the media, and nobody is actually canceling them. It's just like a publicity thing now. You know, they actually end up more famous than before. We've seen this over and over and over again. You know, so we have these situations where people don't like what people are saying, and they give them the shine, and then all of a sudden now everybody hears it and they gain more support. Well, if you want that to stop happening, stop this mob shit and start addressing it, because half the motherfuckers that all of you don't like, and that goes on both sides of the party, are people you made famous by sending a mob after them, and now you made them more effective. You know, so if you really don't like someone, the best thing you can do is, like it or not, is to fucking A, ignore them, and B, take action the other direction. That's the truth.
100%. Just to dovetail a little bit, I mean, you're addressing the cultural thing, but economically, this is really a fun fact. Maybe not surprising to most people, but the consumer spending index, there is a new high of 62% give the economy positive reviews, and that's according to Rasmussen reports. Just to give you
hey, let me tell you something. It's going to be hard to win an election when the dude who's getting the credit for the economy being good and everybody else in the real world is like making more money and paying less taxes and shit, and shit seems to be going pretty well. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the next. Remember when I told you Trump was going to win a year and a half before he fucking won on MFCEO project? I'm going to tell you this too. You're going to see this. You're going to see the media come out and try to create a recession. They're going to try to create it through their stories. They're going to tell you how bad the economy is. They're going to use their influence to get people to stop spending and start saving and pull money off the table so that they have some sort of recession economic crisis during the election campaign, which creates a loss for the Republican. It's coming.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
No, I think you're right. I mean, as a point of reference, the index for those of you who don't completely understand, the consumer confidence index, the highest was 121.5 in the Obama administration. That was the peak. It is currently under Trump. It's 144.3. So it's very, very high. The confidence in the economy is very, very high. And you're right. Like, no amount of calling people names is going to overcome people's confidence.
People are loyal to their own situation.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying?
Very loyal to their bank account.
That's right. And so, but mark my words, and I'm not saying there won't be a recession, because some people think there will be, and I'm not a fucking economist, but I understand basic shit. And I'm going to tell you there's going to be an attack on our economy by our own people in this country, hoping that the economy goes down so they can take a power position. That is fucking wrong.
It's fucked up.
So and you guys listening, pay attention and watch that. I don't care which way you vote. That's your choice. But just pay attention, because you would have to ask yourself then, well, if that's what these people are willing to do they really have the best interest of me in mind if they're willing to fuck up my situation so that I can put someone else there? That just because I don't like someone. I don't like that they're loud. I don't like that they're obnoxious. I don't like that half the shit they say sounds ridiculous. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean they don't do a good job. And that's what I think people should be paying attention to, you know, because it's going to happen. Watch. And, you know, honestly, as a business guy, I don't know that I necessarily fear the economy going back down, because that's when all the opportunity is. Now, I hope it stays up, because if it goes down, that means people are going to hurt. And I think if you purposefully manipulate your power to cause people pain, that's fucked up. Now, if you're an entrepreneur and you're listening to this show, which I know a lot of you are because of my last podcast series, that's when the opportunities are. So pay attention to that as well. So, and I hope the opportunities don't happen, because that means a lot of other people are going to hurt. But if you're one of the people that is in a position to make a play, that's the time you make a play. That's reality. So, you got anything else for us today, or what?
I think that's good. I think we covered, all of the.
Do you think so?
The defecating type of things and the Greta Thunberg and all that. Yeah, I think we hit some pretty good
content.
Good content.
Yeah, guys. Hey, this is how this show works. If you had a laugh, if you learned something, if you learned a new perspective, if it made you think, if you enjoyed it in any way, we have a fee. The fee is not monetary in value. The fee is, hey, tell someone about the show. Bring us a listener. And I don't mean just like casually say, oh, one time at a party. I mean, for every episode. If you listen to the episode and you say that was a good episode, tell someone about it. That's all we ask. So, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to new episodes on the weekly. And on behalf of the team here, talk to you soon.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm gonna get me